Hello, everybody, and welcome to Reed's Read Spider-Man Crawl Space Edition. Please check us out at the SpidermanCrawlspace.com. Well, here I am, guys. It's been a few weeks, and I am ready to review a new Spider-Man book. Yes, it's finally out. Issue 44, aka Legacy number 845. Beware the Rising. By Nick Spencer, Alex Zotchel, and, of course, Elm Holt. So, let's get into the pros, shall we? Well, first of all, we've been waiting for this issue for a while where Kindred and Peter finally meet. And I have to say, it's extremely deranged because the story doesn't just kick off that way. We actually get to the point where Peter is dreaming as Spider-Man, and he's actually in the backseat of his old superior foe, Overdrive, and we actually learned some of those backup stories of what happened with Overdrive and the Inner Demons. Sin Eater, of course, comes and finds him, and I have to say it's absolutely creepy. One thing that's been really important that's never really been talked about is actually how the Inner Demons work since Mr. Negative showed up. We don't really know who these guys are, how he recruits them, only he uses his powers to keep them so they just don't die and just keep coming back. And here we go, as the Sin Eater comes back, and basically, has their sins manifest themselves to the point to where they consume them, or the Sin Eater, of course, seeks revenge and shoots them. And it is really horror factor, and it is just absolutely sad and heartbreaking as Overdrive tells Peter over about what led to him where he is, all the situations, everything he regrets, and the fact that he is now led to this destruction. And it ends with such a shock when Peter wakes up. And the characterizations between Peter, especially when he is doing the voicemail for Mary Jane and talking about how much, him being Peter Parker is being lost more and more to being who Spider-Man is, and it's consuming him. And him saying how he needs Mary Jane to take that mask off is amazing and heartbreaking. And of course, all the horror flick hits you when Kindred shows up and basically tells Peter, everybody's been wondering who I am, but nobody's asked, what do I want? And him going in telling that, if he wants what's coming right now with Sin Eater and everything that's happening, then he's going to do exactly what he wants to do in dark. And it's really creepy, especially at the end here when we find out that, of course, it's not just Spider-Man that's having these nightmares, but the entire Spider cast. So we see Julia Carpenter, Jessica Drew, Silk, Miles Morales, everybody who's involved in the Spider family, especially Ana Cortez, Arena, is the fact that she also has been set into these nightmares. So Kindred is playing something really crazy. But that kind of leads to the cons. Here we've been teased about how Kindred was going to, and Spider-Man were going to finally meet, and they do, and they're in the dream world, which of course plugs into some of the stuff that Kindred can do, but at the same time it feels like it's another fake out. And of course, do we know who Kindred is? No. But at the same time, were we probably going to get an answer? Probably no. But I think it leaves a very interesting question, him saying, what do I want? Which is always the motivation of a villain or hero. What gives him the drive? And the problem is, I think after going for this for 2 years, I should say now, even with the pandemic going on, we kind of really want the storyline to go. So it's good that, everything with Sin's Rising is going to happen, but it feels like we've had so many cut and dries and teases, and all of a sudden, finally, it's like, okay, the storyline Sin's Rising is going to kick off now. Check out the special one-shot annual, and we will tell you more. I think we needed a little bit more. The characterization between Overdrive and Peter Parker looking at his life, why he needs Mary Jane in his life, is so well done. And the artwork really shifts great from both the sequence to the other dream to Kindred's appeasal, especially when Peter is actually, getting sick and hallucinating and seeing Kindred basically drive him into the ground. And the pieces with the Sin Eater and the sins manifesting themselves, you feel the horror factor as these bad guys are actually being consumed by their sins or killed by Sin Eater. And it's sad and it also tells you great writing that Nick Spencer and artwork by Jericho and Oliveral are able to deliver for this kind of story. While I really enjoy it, I'm going to give it a B+. I was still expecting a little bit more to happen. Does it make me want to pick up the annual? Does it make me excited for the rest of Sin's Writing? Oh, it does that job, but it's still missing those couple of pieces. So I'm going to give it a B+ for a story for issue 44, aka Legacy number 845. And with that note, guys, I'll see everybody in a couple weeks where I will review Sin's Rising one-shot as well as issue 45, aka Legacy number 846 for Spider-Man. Until then, everybody, please check us out at the SpidermanCrawlspace.com, and I'll see everybody later.